Good day, YouTube. It's I think it's the 25th today. It's Saturday, November 2017. A couple days after Thanksgiving. Yesterday, Black Friday. Yesterday. Hope y'all got all your shopping done. I didn't do a heck of a lot. Working on the 83 Goldwing 1100. Just posting a video today. We got the carburetors rebuilt, reinstalled this morning, and they got it running. I don't have the throttle cables and stuff hooked up yet, because I know I have some other issues. I know the charging system's not working, and we need to diagnose it. So I thought, well, what the heck, let's do it together, and let's try out my new camera. See if it looks good, sounds good. I haven't done a video yet with it because I'm still trying to figure it out, but now is the time. So we're going to figure out the new camera and do this real quick. Probably, hopefully, this is a diagnostics of a non-working charging system. So, here's what Goldwings are famous for. There's this connector right here. I just took it out of this little metal bracket that's back in here, which would sit right next to the battery. There are 3 yellow wires that come from the stator. The stator's in here. 3 yellow wires come up here into this connector, and then on the top side goes up from here to the voltage regulator rectifier. Now, if you're like Sherlock Holmes and you can look at some clues and determine some things that have maybe happened with this motorcycle before I got it, I'll give you a moment. Do you spot it? Okay, here's the deal. This connector here is white. This one here is yellowed over time, which means this thing's had a stator replacement before. So I was pretty sure, because it wasn't charging, that these things are famous for cooking stators, especially with a bike like this with all the lights and stuff on it. The number one cause, however, of stator failure is this connector failure. And you will see probably 50% of the GL 1000s, 1100s, 1200s on the road today have had this connector removed and had the wires soldered and shrink tubed together. And that is the best fix for it. If I keep this motorcycle long term, that's what will happen here. This connector is here to facilitate removing of the engine and being able to disconnect that quickly. The reason you will have to remove the engine in this thing ever is because that connector failed. So it is the reason the engine would have to come out, and it would make it easier if you had to pull it out. But just get rid of it. If you have a bike like this, just get rid of this connector, solder them up. Okay, remember, this is an alternator, right? Alternator, AC current. So you have 3 windings in here creating an alternating current, which has to be brought up to a rectifier. Rectifiers is diodes that take the alternating current and make them all direct current. So it will put them together and make direct current out of it, and then regulate the voltage and the amperage that goes to the battery based on the how much the battery truly needs, so you don't overcharge or undercharge the battery. It will keep up with the loads. So what we have to do is make sure that we have voltage from each of the 3 windings in the stator. And to do that, we got to run it, we got to leave it plugged in, and we got to run it, and then we'll have to check it. We just will check it at the top of the connector because we're checking the stator and the connectors at the same time. So just a regular voltmeter, DC voltmeter. All I need is the positive probe. I have the negative probed on a alligator clip lead, and I have it connected to the battery directly. And I think we should be good to go. Making sure all my connections. Okay, so let's start it up. Nice to have this little girl running. Key on. Ooh, that starter's hard. Come on, baby. Starter doesn't sound so good once in a while, but it sure runs good. forgot I have a flippable viewfinder. Here we go. I can see what you see. So here's the meter. We're going to check the probes. I don't know what the voltage needs to be, but as long as they are the same or close, we're good. That's 8.9. Second wire, 8.9. Third wire, 8.9 to 9. Okay? I am a happy camper because I don't have to pull a motor. I'm good. So I have another problem. Let's do check real quick, make sure when I rev the engine that the voltage goes up. Got 10.6 out of it. Good to go. Let me shut this off before it chokes to death. Getting a little fumey in here. It's kind of cold outside, so I have kept the door shut. I'll survive it. Be good. Okay. Happy camper, happy camper. So, it's not the stator. That means the motor doesn't have to come out, and you can't imagine how happy I am right now. So, we're on a roll. So, we either have a wiring issue, or the rectifier regulator is bad, and that is a $15 to $20 part online. So, we're good to go there. Let's just pop it off real quick, and then we'll kind of trace the wiring out. Got going on here. Alright. So this is, I guess it kind of looks okay. What do we got here? What do we got here? So these are, the stator wires come in and back out. I don't have a wiring diagram, so I don't know what everything does. What is this mess though? So this is two green wires, probably ground wires. Somebody has, hang on. Houston, we have a mess. However, this could be why it doesn't work though, because we're not grounded out. We're not grounded here. But what we do have is two, like number 14 wires that are spliced to one 14 gauge wire that is spliced to one 16 or 18 gauge wire. That's a kind of a weak link there. Well, let's ground it out and see if this works. Because if this works, then we're fixed already. If this is it, I need to come back here and take all this stuff apart, redo the splice, and there's probably no, I don't know where this thing used to be grounded to, but there's probably no reason to come all the way back down to a battery with a separate wire. There's plenty of bolts that are bolted to the frame. I would probably take this back to two individual number 14 wires and solder some ends on them and put them underneath a bolt. But for now, let's just see if this was the problem. Maybe I'll just clean this up a little bit so I can get a, I'm going to just scratch this up a little bit so I get a good connection. It's kind of corroded and cruddy. So even if it was ever working good, or working at all, it probably wasn't working very good. Okay, I'm just going to use my alligator clip to clip it direct to the battery ground terminal, hoping I get a good connection. This could be an incredibly easy repair here today. And you know, that's been the way this bike has been, except I'm having trouble getting it. This bike has been very easy to work on, and the repairs are coming easily. Okay, I just kind of threaded it onto the bolt, the battery bolt. Now if I can just get the, alligator clip back on. We're good. Okay, I'm going to turn the voltmeter back on. Where's my red lead? Okay, we're still in here. We'll get it down here on the battery some way, somehow. We're 12.36 volts. Let's fire it back up. Come on, baby. Charge for me. We're just letting it idle. Let's rev it up a little bit. We're at 12.4849, 12.5. Battery's coming up. That's a good sign. There we go. Get it over 13. Come on. Woohoo! We got it. Charging system functions. Okay, well, that means the major problems with this motorcycle are actually behind me. I have evidently caused the oil leak in the head. I laugh about it, but I'm going to have to re-pull that head. There was probably an O-ring or something in there, I forgot. But, you know what? Only human. So that's was a quick, easy diagnosis of the, and repair of the charging system. What I'll do is repair that wire and get it grounded up there, maybe somewhere on the frame, rather than have another wire coming back to the battery. It's just opportunity to fail, and put that voltage regulator back on where it was, and now we have a charging system. So pretty happy about that. So back to basics. It was come out pretty easy. So thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing. If you don't mind sharing my channel with someone, kind of help me out a little bit, I would appreciate that. And we'll straighten up some of this wiring here a little bit. And here's a little close-up of that spliced wire. Yeah, look at that. Where you at? There you go. Splices. Dang it. Alright. Thanks for watching, comment, subscribing. We're out of here. Catch you on the next one.